Film Seizure travels to the boot for 4 straight weeks of what we're calling Mondo Italiano. Join us for a plate of pasta and a glass of dolcetto as we watch 4 Italian movies that are either ripping off a genre or an actual movie made in the West. It's Mondo Italiano on Film Seizure. Hello, everybody from beautiful Italy.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Look at all the pictures we're taking.
This Perillo tour is the best thing I've ever done on an anniversary.
It is. It's great. And I do have something to say, though, as we begin Mondo Italiano month here.
That's what we're doing?
That's what we're doing
We're talking Italian.
We're talking Italian stuff. When I got to the room, I checked in. I opened up my suitcase, and this guy popped out.
It's me, Mario.
Well, you really put him on the spot there.
Yeah, well, I really did.
It's our good friend Chuck Moore. He's back. He's back for Mondo Italiano month.
He's a bit of a stowaway here.
Yes,
which is fine. We welcome that.
Much like Peter Bark, he he somehow made his way into this episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm half as entertaining as Peter Bark is. That would be.
Well, you're twice the man.
Yeah. Twice the man. I am not an unnerving Italian midget
with a bowl cut.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So
what is week one's movie?
Our first movie comes from director Andrea Bianchi. It is Burial Ground.
Like a good Bianchi.
Yeah, it's Burial Ground, which is also known more commonly as the Nights of Terror. Nights as in plural evening times.
Yeah.
Which we do not have plural evening times.
No, and we have a lot of day shot for night, shot for day, shot for night in this movie. Yeah, so it's the day shot for Nights of Terror.
It's a lot of weirdo Italian.
Yeah.
Terror.
Yeah. It's
so okay. So let me preface this month a little bit by saying we buy Italian movies.
Why? Because we have a problem.
Because damn it, if Severin and well, Vinegar Syndrome doesn't really do it.
They don't do as many.
No,
yeah.
But Severin, boy, they plumb the depths.
Oh yeah, they make their hay in the Italian horror.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we thought, man, we've got this backlog of Italian shit.
Yep.
Let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
By going to Italy, if you will. And really kind of immersing ourselves in some goofy Italian business.
Yeah, it's. I guess what you have here is I think these are all Severin releases. So thanks Severin. They released 2 recent.
Hashtag thanks Severin.
Yeah, hashtag thanks Severin. Send us free shit. They released 2 recent films. I guess you could call them films. Robo War and what's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 one? Night Killer, which are both knockoffs of 80s action horror films. RoboCop, Predator, and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
But yet it's
called Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. We'll get to that in good time.
Yeah.
In due time. But yeah, but we thought, these both look like bonkers releases. Let's buy those. But then let's maybe do an entire month devoted to these kind of Italian knockoff horror films. So we threw in a couple others, including this week's episode, Burial Ground, into the mix to kind of round out the month. So thanks, Severin. I think we'll see how we're doing in 3 weeks. Yeah,
we'll see. Now, Chuck.
Yes.
Talk about how you came along for the ride. Like, how did you fit in that suitcase, by the way?
You have a very large suitcase.
I do. I bring all of my stuff. So.
Yeah.
You bring like all your Funko Pops.
Yeah, all my Transformers.
They always have to travel.
Unfortunately, all your clothes is at home.
He sets them up in his hotel room. It's fucking amazing. Yeah. He leaves all his clothes at home.
Wherever I am.
Yep.
That's my motto.
He just brings, as long as he has one tank top with him, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently that's all I'm gonna have.
Yeah.
Because apparently all my clothes got dumped, so that this asshole could come along.
Yeah,
with things. Anyway, so no, in all seriousness, so Chuck messages me.
I did.
Yes, you did. And it's like we were kind of talking about like episodes and
Yeah.
stuff because you're gonna rejoin us again later in the year, and you were kind of like, hey, so what else you got going on?
Right.
So I sent you like essentially a breakdown. It's like, here's what we've got.
Our schedule
Here's our
for the rest
schedule.
of the year, essentially. Yeah.
Pretty much. And Chuck's like, you're basically like, I want in on some of this weirdness.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was more you wanted somebody else to torture with these films.
Well,
You kind
we
of
felt like we needed, maybe we needed for our own sanity. We're gonna pull back the curtain a little
Well,
bit. We're
it's-
gonna talk a little bit about how the sausage is made here, real quick.
Okay. I have something to add to this as well.
Because a couple of weeks ago, Jason and I have already recorded our Sexy September episodes.
Uh-huh.
In which case, we watched 4 Poison Ivy movies. In
Yeah,
one
look
day.
for those
Look
next
for those
month.
in a month.
Yep.
And at the end of that, I was reduced to a giggling pile of goo, where I just couldn't handle what had happened.
Jeff had been broken.
And so when Chuck was like, I kind of went in on this. I think Jason and I just kind of like went,
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, well, at least one of us won't be like a drooling dullard by the end of this.
Yeah, it's maybe we can share the pain, right?
Yeah.
And
If
even,
it's a
like,
little bit
spread
more
the pain
even.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also what kind of just occurred to me was it's sort of much like Midsummer, where it's sort of like that. If you're so close to insanity, and you have been your whole life, maybe you can't recognize insanity in other things, right? So we're way too close to these types of films. We watch way too fucking many of them, and we, I think, do recognize them for their insanity, but maybe not to the degree as an outsider like Chuck provides, where someone who does not watch these movies often, and we're just sort of subjecting them to him. So he's also in a way kind of like the A/B testing,
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
an
will.
experiment.
You're an experiment, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you bring a much more interesting perspective to these than we can offer.
maybe. I don't know how much interesting things I have to say about Burial Ground.
Right.
Well,
Burial Ground is one of those movies though that is just bonkers enough to where,
yeah, see, here's the thing. I initially purchased Burial Ground with the thought in mind that I would cover it on my blog, B-Movie Enema. Because that's what I do there.
yeah.
And that's where, I'm like a moth to a flame. It's like I want goofy, kooky badness, and I've seen this movie a couple of times, and I knew it was just right for that. But then we bought more Italian movies, and it's like, fuck it, I'm making these fools watch it too.
And we had already done Shocking Dark as an
Yes.
episode, aka Terminator 2,
It's kind of a
aka Alien 2, aka Alienators.
Yep.
Yeah. So we had already done that movie. Bruno Mattei's just unbelievable.
And I've covered
Rip
both
off.
Zombie and Zombie 3 on B-Movie Enema. So this is kind of a culmination of past mistakes.
Yes. Yeah, we decided to go full bore into mistake.
Yeah, you're not righting your wrongs. You're expanding on them.
We're embracing
Hey,
them.
at this point, this is kind of like, hey, if you murder one guy, you might as well just go ahead and go on the spree.
You got to take out the whole room, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill all witnesses.
Yeah, no witnesses.
We're all going to die before the end of today. Anyway, so, all right. Burial Ground, The Knights of Terror.
The Knights of Terror. So what is
initial thoughts, everybody?
Yeah. Chuck, what initial thoughts of Burial Ground?
Mama.
Michael.
I mean, it's one giant Oedipus complex of a film. It doesn't disguise it at all.
No.
Really. I mean, it's
there's no clever disguise here.
no.
It is the most interesting thing about this movie, though.
Yeah,
Without that weird fucking child played by an adult midget
An unnerving.
in love with his mother,
Italian midget,
sexually attracted to his mother. Without that,
Wow, we're really digging in.
this
already.
movie has nothing of interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah.
So it's simultaneously like completely misplaced, but what makes this movie infamous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies that
And we just went right there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I was really kind of hoping we'd pull back a little bit, but
Sorry,
whatever.
I blew
We'll
the
get there.
load
We were-
early.
no, it's-
Let's just leave that as a dangling tease right now, and we'll get more into it later.
Dangling
Well,
this would be
tease.
like a dangling tease, but yet the girl is
By
just showing her
by
boobs.
dangling tease, I mean Mama's breast. Yeah.
Mama.
So, yeah, I'd seen this movie a couple of times. Most of the time, it's just something that's happening in the background while I'm doing stuff, which is the perfect sense. It's a perfect situation to watch this movie. If you're not going to watch it with a group, you just have it going on in the background. It's fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime you look up at the screen,
Something bonkers is happening.
Something bonkers is happening, or there's a scene that's lingering far too long of zombies walking at the camera, and it's like, well, that looks cool, and you can look down, you can do 10 minutes of work and look up, and you haven't missed a goddamn
Yeah,
thing.
every 2 minutes. That's all you need to look is every 2 minutes, and you're gonna get all of it. Too much of it.
Too much.
Too much of it.
All
Yeah.
of it. All of it. Too much of it. So, all right. So this movie has a plot. Question mark?
Sure.
And that plot is old man with big ass beard.
Awesome, dude.
Awesome dude. He's a professor.
He should have been in the movie more.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, yeah. He's studying over. He's going over some stuff, and he's like, unbelievable, astounding,
Eureka.
Eureka.
Amazing discovery.
He go, yeah. So he goes into this crypt, and it's an Etruscan crypt, and he's investigating it.
And what kind of crypt?
Etruscan.
Etruscan?
Yeah.
What is that?
Atruscan.
Yeah.
What is an Etruscan crypt?
Etruscan. It's like, I don't know. I think it's Italian.
Probably.
It finishes with
makes sense.
SKAN or SCAN. So it's Italian probably.
Sure.
It's like Etruscan.
So it's a crypt.
It's a crypt. It's a fucking crypt.
Yep. It's a burial ground.
It's a and boy, do we have some nights of terror afterwards.
Yeah.
No, the Nights of Terror. That's that you're gonna have nightmares of Peter Bark tonight. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, so he tippy tappy tips at this thing in the crypt, and suddenly fucking zombies,
Just appear
just appear.
and start attacking.
Not from where he was digging into, from
behind
behind him.
him.
Yeah.
Like they
So-
were protectors of this.
Right. So it's
brick he was
unclear.
hitting.
Did he break a seal of some sort? Did what the stone he shattered, is that what kind of created the environment for all the dead to walk? Like, what the fuck happened there?
Jeff, you have to know. You've watched it a few times.
Yeah.
You've had to have been able to pull out the stuff we miss.
Yeah.
Here's
Because
the
there's
answer.
so much going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's
Here's the-
rich with subtext,
Yes.
this film.
Here's the twist. It's just text. That's it. This is what happens.
Right, it just happens.
This just happens. It's Italian.
Which
Come
is
on.
why, yep,
Yep.
it's Italian.
It's why we're here, and when we're here, we're family.
Yep.
Send us food, Italian.
Pass
Yes,
around
it-
the table wine.
Yeah, send us food, Olive Garden. So then, cut to 3 jet-setting couples and one very special little boy arrive at the house. They know the professor, and the professor is there to tell them something. Probably somewhat related to, oh fuck, I just let out zombies.
I mean, did we cover that the professor gets eaten in the beginning, or did we blow right past
Yeah,
that?
we blew right past that.
Yeah.
Because the movie kind of does, too.
Yeah. There's
true.
people show up to see the professor, but the
The professor's dead.
the
He's been missing for a couple of days, is what the house staff, I think, says.
Yeah.
So I guess there's your Nights of Terror.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this takes place in one day. 1 24-hour span.
But there's basically like 2 or 3 sunsets in this movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no dawn. It goes from afternoon to night to sunset to afternoon to sunset to dawn or to day to night to day.
Yeah.
It's Italy. This shit happens in Italy. So you've got a guy who kind of looks like Eric Idle, and his wife, who is what is her name?
I don't know. Who cares?
Crazy Pants.
It's Mama.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Mama.
And their son, Michael.
Yeah.
And we've got lots to talk about with Michael. Then you've got blonde-haired girl and photographer boyfriend. You've got other guy, mustachio man.
Yeah.
and
Inigo
his-
Montoya.
And his saucy brunette.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
3 couples and a creepy kid.
A
What could go
butler
wrong?
and a maid.
And a maid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butler looks like Vinny Testaverde. Maid gets killed in an Olympic event.
I described the
does.
butler, Vinny Testaverde butler as Lurch meets meets who? I can't remember who. Oh, Richard Grieco.
Oh yeah.
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 Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Grieco is probably making Italian movies now.
Oh,
Anyway,
Oh yeah.
okay, so they're there to hear announcement. They have food, and then they go split up to go fuck each other.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's like this movie needs to get sexy to hold some interest. So let's get everybody naked.
Pretty much. Michael spies on his mom and stepdad or dad, whatever.
Yeah.
Doing
Not unclear on what his relationship was to them.
Well, as it turns out, it becomes very murky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, we're already starting off with
I mean,
our brain is goo already.
oh no, this is gonna be hard to recover from.
Potentially the better movie.
So all right, let's
best
talk,
movie
let's
next.
get it out right now about the Michael character. Michael, the child, who I assume is supposed to be playing a boy aged 10 to 12 in that range.
Yeah. Now Wikipedia
Like
not only calls him
prepubescent.
creepy, but also called him special needs.
Yeah.
Which the special need is he's played by an adult man.
Yes. Like probably late 20s, early 30s, adult man who is short. He's a short guy. Yeah, he's a midget. I guess we're not supposed to say midget.
Whatever.
But he's a little person.
That's how the movie describes it.
As a midget?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
shit.
So
Well.
and on IMDb. So.
All right. Well, he's a vertically challenged probably isn't any
Well-
better, but but he's
I would just say he's a short older dude.
He's a short 30-something
can't
man.
It can't be any worse than me saying that I pretty much.
He's
think
also
this
but
movie's
he's
retarded.
also very he's,
Right.
he's also very thin. He's
is.
slight.
He's very
gaunt.
Because the woman who plays his mother is like a full-sized voluptuous woman, and he looks looks maybe like he has a third of the physical body weight that she does.
I mean, she is a woman.
Yeah.
So Michael walks in on Mom and other guy, and instead of covering herself up, this is when you know like something's weird. She gets out of the bed fully nude and
We see
holds
everything.
holds a sheet kind of by her waist.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like look
And
at
she's
these.
like
Yeah.
Michael, what are you doing?
Like I'm
And
giving you a better look at my breasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got up so
Exactly.
you could get a full look, Michael.
Yeah.
and a little bit of bush.
Yeah, she could very easily have just covered herself with a bed sheet, but no, she went out of her way to
Lower it to her
show
waist.
him and us appreciate you
Thanks.
her full frontal nudity.
Yeah, we
yes,
appreciate it.
But that's the first part where you know something
Yes.
is weird with.
and you can tell little Michael
Evelyn is her name.
is into it.
Thank you. Yeah, Michael was feeling it.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you say boner in Italian? I don't know. But
It's a me, a bone.
yeah, it's me. Testicles.
That's Greek.
Sorry.
It's a bone noir.
Yeah,
It's a ward ward.
it's a bone wire.
Bone noir.
Bone ward.
That'd
Yeah,
be
that's
French,
Mary
but,
Angelo Giordano is the mom.
She is a beautiful woman.
Yeah, I think she's done soap opera work over here a little bit before. Or I don't know, 70s or 80s probably. I could be wrong on that. Anyway, so everybody kind of looks at these. So this brings me to a point that I made. So like everybody sees these zombies, right? Like most people are like just out in the garden doing it, and zombies come up and they're like, you know, they just kind of slowly, shamble their way to the couple.
Right.
And
The couple who
looks at them.
Yeah, who they're frozen in fright, basically.
Which then makes me think it's like, okay, frozen, whatever.
It's like the transformation scene in The Howling. It's like just get the fuck out of, just go. I'm gonna watch this happen for 10 minutes. Yeah.
They're a bunch of rubberneckers, basically.
Basically, yeah.
They're scientists, right?
Yep.
They're like, this is fascinating.
But were they scientists?
Well, I think we're supposed to think they were some sort of science or researchers.
One guy was a photographer.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to take pictures of his cute girl.
They were somehow academics who were all in the same place to learn about this amazing discovery. So in some way, shape, or form, they were involved in academia, I would assume.
Huh. Okay.
Yes.
There's a thing that, but like, yeah, it's like there's a thing in this movie that everybody does when a zombie shows up. And there's a thing, and I can't remember what it's called. I don't know, maybe I'll think of it later. Maybe it doesn't matter. I'll just describe it. There's a thing that Jack Kirby used to do in his drawings where he would have a panel of an overreaction of something exciting or horrifying or surprising happening. And he had a certain term for it. Basically, it was just an over-emote moment to understand the gravity of a situation.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And that happened about 47 times in this movie because every time a zombie walked into a room, somebody would just freeze and just
Yeah.
and do nothing. Even after they discover that to kill them, what's the guy say? To kill the.
He says, and I quote, "They can only be killed by blowing their heads off."
As he runs in with a shotgun.
Yeah. Blow their heads off.
Oh God. Yeah.
Which once he runs out of shotgun shells, they promptly forget to attack the head.
Yes.
It's like we must protect these masks
Yeah,
at all length, at all costs, because we cannot afford more. We must not destroy the masks. Attack the shoulders.
Yeah, the photographer was particularly bad at attacking them.
Yeah, he's really good at just fucking up those shoulders.
Yeah.
But that ultimately does nothing.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of that thing where it's like this is melodramatic that's not earned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's again, it's so Italian. I mean, so many of these so many of these movies do that because they think they have to over emote to tell the audience what you should be reacting to because the story is so lacking.
Well, because the 47-minute shot of the first zombie walking through the garden wasn't enough to tell us that some shit was about to go down. You got to have a mustachioed man like freak the fuck out.
It's the most obvious manipulation. Yeah.
The blonde woman freaking out in the beginning before anyone realizes there's even zombies.
Right.
Yeah, like she's like in her little nightgown, like they were fucking too, and she's like, "I had a nightmare.
We have to get out of here.
We have to get out of here. Something terrible is going to happen."
Yeah, that's something that happens a lot in these dumb fuck movies too. You know, it's like,
yeah,
it's like somebody is clairvoyant about the evil that's kind of like why, how, and where.
Yeah.
No idea. There's no explanation.
And usually they're proven right inexplicably.
But it's never referenced that they were right.
When in reality, there is probably the 1 in 100 that they actually nailed it. Otherwise, people would be more likely to believe them. I feel like the blonde. I think every vacation a blonde goes on, she has a nightmare like that. And her husband is like, "Oh Christ, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Like, what is this?"
I'm glad you qualified that because At first, it made it sound like you were saying that a zombie attack was a 1 in 100 chance.
I gotcha, but no, she's a little bit of a Chicken Little is what the sense I get with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably just because she's a dumb blonde girl.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's probably the attitude that the
Right.
movie has about her.
Well, no, that's
character.
absolutely right. Yeah.
Because it's like, what is her, what does she accomplish in this movie? She gets her picture taken in several poses.
Well, yeah, and
by her
that's
boyfriend.
30 minutes after having this total freak out.
Yeah.
She starts posing all sexy in photographs for her boyfriend. Yeah.
She was posing sexy while she was caught in a bear trap.
Yes. So then they're running away from
Yep.
zombies. And she gets caught in a fucking bear trap. So
in the goddamn garden. There's
Yeah.
a bear trap. They have a bear problem.
Not once did we see a bear in this film. Not once.
I mean, maybe
that's what the other
maybe
Knights of
somebody
Terror
left
are.
it for the zombies. Like they anticipated a zombie attack. We got to put these bear
Well,
traps
there's a
around.
1 in 100 chance.
A 1 in 100. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty good odds for a zombie attack at least. Yeah.
But it's a 1 in 2,000 chance that there's a bear attack.
Not with that trap around.
No.
That was actually the thing in this movie I found the most unbelievable. Of all the things that happened in this movie, the fucking bear trap in the garden was the one that I just can't get past.
Yep.
I can't get past it.
And you had the one single shot played over and over again of the guy trying to open
the
bear trap.
Yeah, that guy was simultaneously had all of the plan and none of the plan all at once.
Right.
Mustache Man.
Yeah.
Because he is arguably the most manly, and he's basically set up as a hero.
Go ahead. I was going to say that
Peter Bart?
Michael was the most manly, but
Well, he's the one who just goes for what
Say
he
that
wants.
shit. That's what episodes like this are made for.
We're missing some of the goodness there.
Oh,
apparently.
God.
That's why we have you here.
yeah.
But he's set up as kind of the hero, right? He's the one who's like, we got to blow their fucking heads
Yeah,
off.
he's the one who discovers how to kill them by blowing their fucking heads
He's
off.
got amazing aim.
Yep.
With the shotgun.
Yeah,
Yep.
he has like 8 shots.
He
and
re-
he takes out 8 zombies.
They really got that down in editing to time the head explosions with the trigger pulls. Good job,
Yeah.
filmmakers.
Yeah. It looked real.
It looked real.
Well, I mean, this is a documentary of how to deal with that 1 in 100 chance.
Yep.
So,
But then he runs out of shells, and
then
shit
it's
is over.
yeah, at
Like-
that point, it's like basically, it's like playing James Bond GoldenEye, right, on the N64, and you run out of your bullets, and all you got is that fucking stupid slap.
Yeah. And you hit him in the shoulder.
Exactly what it is. That's what this movie devolves into.
Yep.
Is shoulder slapping.
Yeah.
So,
You could never see if you were actually making contact either.
No.
It was just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because not even paintball mode allowed you to see if you were hitting anything. So but then also he can't open that fucking bear trap to get his girlfriend free in a moment of faux drama. He can't. The girlfriend gets attacked or not? No, not his girl. Wait a minute.
Some lady.
Oh, his girlfriend. Wait, but it was.
So Eric Idle
But it has to be your bull.
Eric
Wait,
Idle
what?
is Michael's father.
Help us through this.
Yeah.
And then the
It's already
photographer has the blonde girl.
Yes.
Okay, the blonde. Okay, so the photographer couldn't get the bear trap open. Mustache Man
Came and helped.
It helped.
Eventually. After they talked on the bridge for like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And how many words came
Like
out?
3 words.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Something like that was all that actually we got in the audio. Yeah.
Yeah. The dub was pretty special in this
It
film.
truly was. I mean, they didn't even try.
No.
They didn't even try.
Not
I made the point that watching this movie, it actually would probably be a scarier, more effective film had they just ripped all the dialogue out, like all of the overdub. Don't even put any dialogue on it and just let it run in silence. It would have been a scarier movie.
The music did a better job conveying
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
was going on than any
And there you go. Like the Italians somehow, some way, for some of the shitty movies that come out, usually the scores are good. This one's got a weirdo kind of like jazzy beginning.
Mm-hmm. It's actually a cool song.
It's super cool, yeah, and it's kind of like it's sort of 70s, 80s, early 80s jazz number that then turns into this crazy electronic modulator score
Right.
that is just all sort of wild. It's like all like distortion and feedback a little bit throughout the whole thing. It's cool.
The trailer
It's
is
super
just
cheap.
the music and stuff happening.
Which, yeah,
I mean, the trailer can sell this movie.
right.
Wait,
you
stuff
want to
happened in the trailer?
Yeah.
We should have just
well,
watched
because
that.
they cut out all the fucking extra shots
yeah.
of. Yeah, this movie. This movie, as Chuck, you said it, is like 7 minutes long, if not for all of the shots of just shambling zombies slowly approaching and encroaching on someone.
Yeah.
Reaction shots, slow-mo that's not necessary.
That's thing too they cared about was the actual shooting of the film.
Yeah.
Like the acting was terrible, but they tried to like frame everything in an artful
Yeah.
way. Like
I found
they
the
overused it a little bit.
I found
They
the
were trying.
camera. I found the camera work to be more than competent.
And I think you're fucking crazy.
I
already.
really do. I really
He's
do.
already broken this.
And
mind.
I
He's fucked.
but I
No.
feel like that was sort of like a necessity. Like they had to find interesting
Okay,
things to
but-
do
but-
with the camera because they had to extend all these shots
how many-
because they didn't have a fucking script. This was probably a 3-page treatment that they just decided to shoot one day. So you have to be a little bit creative in how you actually make that happen
There's
into
so
a
many
feature-length
fisheye
film.
lens. There's
Yeah,
so
there
much
are. There
They
is.
close-up.
overdo a lot
There
of
is.
it,
Yeah.
but they're trying. Like
It's
some
so-
films, you can
I
tell they
think-
don't even care. They
I
just
think-
put the
I
camera
think
out
they
there.
Fired the
I agree.
fisheye lens and the close-up guy and brought in a better guy.
Yeah, probably.
And that's what I think.
But
happened.
there is
Because the second half of the movie is shot completely different than the first. half.
yes.
That was
there-
an artful choice, I'm sure.
But there are. It could have been just like this guy's like fucking peace out. This
Yeah.
movie sucks, right?
This is terrible.
or his vacation was over and he had to go back to his day job, right? I mean that's the way these fucking movies came
They
together.
probably let Peter Bark start filming. That's
Was it a lot of high-angle shots?
yes.
Or low-angle
No, yeah,
shots?
low angle shots.
Low-angle
The movie ends up looking like Citizen Kane, and it's only because he's so short.
Yep.
Like Billy Barty from
Yeah.
UHF.
It's like this is groundbreaking. This is revolutionary filmmaking. It's like
How did they film this?
Mama.
Well, they gave the camera to a short guy.
they gave the camera to a short guy. Oh.
Oh God.
I apologize to our little people fans if we have any. This is gonna be how this goes all month, folks. It's not gonna get any better.
Actually, it does get a little bit better. It's gonna get better next week. I promise you. A little bit better.
So we're at the bear trap, right?
Yeah.
This is where we're at, I think, in the film.
Yeah. So we're at the bear trap.
This is when everybody at this point realizes there's an I hesitate to call it an onslaught. It's more like a slow, glacial attack of zombies.
Yeah, like they could have easily all have gotten into a car and driven away.
They tried to. They were all standing. The people, the zombies tried to take the cars.
That's true. There was a scene where they actually did. You're right. Go to the cars,
Yeah,
and
but
there were
this was
zombies
hours
standing
Yes.
around it.
later.
Yeah,
This was at nighttime when they got to the cars.
it was the daytime of the
night-
night.
time of the day,
it was the
yeah.
daytime of the night. Yeah.
Thank you, Jermaine, for that
Yes.
line.
Jermaine.
So yeah, they did kind of explain that away, if you want to call it that. The cars were spoken for, with the zombie with the Jimmy.
Yeah, he did
the
have a
Slim
Yeah.
little Slim Jim.
Good enough. Good
Yep.
enough.
Yep.
I've got this.
Yep.
It's like, oh my God, the zombies know how to drive.
Your cars are fucked.
yeah,
and
they
the
were just
zombie-
kind of guarding the cars.
Yeah.
They were very resourceful, slow ass zombies.
Yeah,
Yes.
they started as very manual, very I will overpower you with our strength. And then they
And
started
we're
using
gonna-
tools and battering rams and Jimmy locks and they went from
Axes?
they went from Night of the Living Dead to
Scythe, however
they went from Night of the Living Dead to Bub and Day of the Dead in a matter of 30 minutes.
They learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During that film.
Yeah.
Well, because so speaking of maybe they laid the bear trap.
Ooh.
Nailed it.
Solved it.
It works for me.
That's amazing. It's got to be what happened. That's the only
It's
explanation.
the only explanation.
It's
I
the
could get
only-
past it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine one of those guys going to the hardware store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paying with eye maggots. Like,
Here goes, sir. Some eye maggots. Will that cover it?
I just thought they would probably just strangle the guy at the cash register and move on. But you slowly come up to him, and the guy's like, all right, come on, guys. Happy Halloween. Been trick-or-treated to death. Anyway. Okay. Fuck that bear trap. Let's talk about the maid getting it in an Olympic event.
yeah.
So
Oh, yes.
she's in the she realizes there's a window open because they're going to board up all the entryways.
Even the ones on the inside.
But that was later.
I know. I'm
But
sorry.
still,
But yeah,
it's
they
exactly
that's
right.
one of the lines in this dumb.
Even the ones on the inside.
Yeah. So she realizes, oh no, there's a door open or a window open. So she goes out to pull the shutters, and the zombies are waiting for her underneath on the
The
ground.
resourcewful zombies.
Yeah, and one guy's got a railroad spike.
Yep.
There's not a railroad in this fucking town.
No,
They went to the hardware store.
Yeah.
And he just fucking flings it, and like fucking
Gets her right in the hand.
Caesar right in the hand.
Jay Caesar right in the hand.
Yeah.
Pins her to the shutter.
Pins her to the shutter, and they're like, "Arr," and
his
they're
aim
like,
is as good as Mustachio Man. Like,
Yeah.
He just
Yes.
perfect shot.
Yeah, perfect shot. So they come up with that scythe or scythe, and it's one of those ones like for cutting down high branches.
Shearing branches.
Yeah, and so because it's got like a little string, and they slowly bring it up to her, and they slowly hook it on the back of her neck, and they slowly cut through her like butter, and then they get the head, and they go to town on the head.
Yeah.
And they're like, woohoo, we got one.
Yeah.
And they're like, yay. And like
Sucker
the three guys are
time.
like, ma, eating them brains. So that happened.
That happened.
That was a thing that occurred.
Who
in this
was
film.
it that died with the window
Jane? I can't remember.
It was
her name.
It was the
Mustachio Man's girl.
girlfriend? So
Yes.
so there's a scene where she gets pulled into the broken window, and it's pretty clear they're trying to rip off Fulci's Zombie in the famous shot where the woman's head or her eye gets pressed into the wood shard,
Yeah.
right, and it goes right through her eye and
breaks
gets all
off.
gooey and breaks off, and
Yep,
it's
gross.
a cool
gross.
it's super famous kill scene. It's pretty clear they're trying to pull off something that may do a little bit of justice, or like, hey, remember that scene in that movie that was really cool? Well, we're doing it too, but it doesn't. It falls so
It's
short.
so weird because like, okay, so the guy like busts in through the window and grabs the girl. And she's like, oh no. I think
He holds her hair for like 3 minutes, basically,
Uh-huh.
while she screams at him.
Right,
Yes.
and then for the next 27 minutes, they're pulling her towards that open window.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're just going to pull
with
her
the
out the
with
window.
the broken glass shards from the zombie arm. And yeah, it does. It feels like they're just going to pull her out, but then they do it slow, like it's going to kill her with a glass shard. And that's sort of what they try to imply.
Later, she shows up with just a piece
Yeah,
sticking
in the
out,
end-
out of her cheek.
Yeah.
In the
You're
end,
gonna
it looks
survive
like
that.
she scraped her cheek, and that's what
and that's what
her
killed her.
That's
Yeah,
what did her
yeah.
And also, she's a little scalped. She's a little scalped.
Yeah,
Because the zombie yanks her hair out and then falls back slowly.
That's why he falls.
Yeah.
I didn't even
had
realize
the
this
hair.
because he ripped her hair out.
Right. Yeah.
So she dies.
Yep. It's like the other side of
Jeez,
the tug
Jeff,
of war.
This is the stuff you picked up watching the film multiple
Well,
times.
this
that
is
I
this is
couldn't.
why we have to talk about these movies, because we have to understand.
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
to understand the insanity of it.
Yeah, we have to figure it all out. We have to crack the code, if you will.
We have to figure out what the professor figured out that we
Yeah.
were never told.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You brought up Zombie. This movie is okay. So pretty much all our movies this month are ripoffs, in one shape or another. Next week's is a little bit more of a different type of ripoff. but nonetheless, there's ripoff stuff to it.
Ripoff
I'll just leave
stuff.
it at that. This is ripping off, as you mentioned, Fulci Zombie, because that was very popular. I mean, well, technically it's Dawn of the Dead, which became very popular in Italy. Zombie sequelized it, sort of, and then there were all sorts of people eating people movies that came after that in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah. But yes, this is more of a zombie or Night of Living Dead knockoff than probably most anything else.
Yeah, and also the Blind Dead series.
Yeah, sure.
So there's the Blind Dead series is a Spanish and Portuguese series, and they are basically these monks that got cursed, and they come back for reasons, various reasons. Stuff happens, but they're very similar to the idea. They're monks, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of like saying, hey, that imagery is kind of cool with these like dead-faced monks and what have you. Let's just use that too.
So cool that Raw Force uses it as well.
Fuck yeah, Raw Force.
Zombie monks.
Zombie monks, man.
Can't go wrong with that, honestly.
No, and you can't go wrong with Raw Force ever. Let's just watch Raw Force. Man.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk about Raw Force.
Anyway, let's. You guys want to talk about the conclusion here?
Well,
Because there's something that happens to one of our favorite characters of all time.
I do think we
Yes.
need to just talk for the rest of this episode about Peter Bark as Michael. And his special relationship with Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck, take it away.
Yeah, so as I earlier mentioned when I let the cat out of the bag, there's an Oedipus theme throughout this entire movie. Michael, played by a 30-year-old man, is a 12-year-old who is obviously in love with his mother.
Yeah, it's he hears her having sex with I don't know, new dad or dad or
Eric
whatever,
Idle,
Eric
whoever.
Idle.
Yeah.
And he goes in and he barges in and he takes a look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Our first clue that something is not right with this relationship. This
The
mother and
rest
son relationship.
of this film until the end, basically, he spends the whole film attached to his mother's breast. Basically, his head is between.
She keeps
Yes.
pulling him in.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
we
get in
had
there.
joked that something was going to happen with those two,
Yeah.
and it does.
And it sure does happen.
So she also Mama is a little weird too.
She enjoys pretty much everything that's happening in the movie.
She
She loves
enjoys-
killing zombies.
Yeah.
It looks like
She's kind of like she's derangedly turned on every time that she kills a zombie.
Yeah.
Her
like-
eyes go crazy, but you can tell she's kind of she's digging it. She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this violence has got me a little tingly.
But then she snaps back to reality and has like some kind of horrific like expression on her face.
Yeah.
For a moment. So you're
Yeah.
like, wait, maybe she doesn't.
And
love
then she
this.
grabs her son and pulls him
pulls him
to
in.
her
Right in
bosom,
there.
Right in.
there.
Right in
Yeah,
there.
it's yeah.
Motorboat these. son.
Yep.
Anyway, so like at one point she tosses paint onto a couple of zombies and lights them on fire.
That was Michael's idea too.
Extremely
Let's light them on
flammable
fire.
paint. Do not
Yeah.
paint your house with that paint.
Don't. Yeah, in Italy, if you use paint, you're fucked. This guy goes to have a cigarette.
Yeah,
Yep.
they mix all their paint with kerosene. Yeah,
Yeah.
And so like then they get back. Everybody gets back into the house. And people start like double checking doors and windows. And that's when Maid gets it. That's when Mustachioed Man's girlfriend gets scalped, and gets killed by the little tiny glass shard in her cheek.
Yep.
Right.
It's a devastating cut.
And it's Michael who discovers that glass shard girl, and she reanimates, and that's kind of a creepy scene. It's dubbed oddly,
But before that happens,
Yeah, you have to get to the scene on the bench. Why Michael
before that
goes to
happens is
discover her.
very intriguing.
yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
There is a
I'm skipping ahead, man.
Yeah, you are. There is a scene. Oh my Christ! This kind of answered my earlier question of why cast an adult in this role, right? I foolishly threw out the notion that perhaps it was because of child labor laws, but they don't give a shit in Italy in the 80s. That's what Jeff was like. Are you kidding me? They shot this movie on a weekend and there were no permits. Like people got paid, you know.
They got paid in
lira under the table.
Right, they got paid by way of just take your costumes home.
Right. Yeah. Yes. So, but I'm thinking, but now it makes a whole hell of a lot more sense when this scene happens. It's like,
So what happened?
that's why they cast
tell us
an
the
adult.
dirty
Yeah, tell us what
details.
happened.
So there's a scene. It's an odd scene of mother comforting son on a bench in a hallway in this grand house, and Michael is kind of he's being taken to his mother's bosom like she does, but then he's like, I see an opening here.
He kisses her on the cheek.
He kisses
once,
her on the
right?
cheek once, and
On
then
both cheeks.
and then he kisses her on the other cheek, and it's like,
on the
okay, and then on the lips, and then he's like basically trying to slip some tongue in there,
Yep.
and then his hand is on her knee and slowly creeps up her
Well, he also-
dress,
he
up her
grabbed her
leg,
shirt.
He grabbed her
inside,
breast.
yeah, and
first,
her breast is exposed,
Yeah.
and his hand is moving up her leg under her skirt, and it's like, oh, fuck,
And this is another moment where Mama looks like she's into it
yeah.
for a minute.
And she is for a minute, and
Yeah.
then she sort of snaps to, and then says, "No, we can't do this" or something,
Slaps him.
Michael.
and slaps him across
Yeah.
the face. Yeah, Michael, no, and slaps him across the
that
face.
has nothing to do with whether or not he would have been a kid or an adult. I don't think that.
Maybe not.
They would have slapped the kid too.
Well, yeah, no, I don't. It's not the fact that they had.
put a fucking
It's
kid
not
in
the
that bear
fact.
trap.
It's not the fact that they slapped the kid. It's the fact that I don't know how many parents would allow their 12-year-old son to have essentially a sexual scene with a grown woman.
A groping, yeah.
Even
Hey, everything-
even in Italy in the
Hey,
80s.
when you're in Rome,
When in Rome.
when in Rome, get up there.
Do
But
as Peter Burke does.
but that scene answered so many jokes for me because I'd seen a meme that Severin Films posted on Mother's Day of a still from that scene, and I kind of got the gist, but I wasn't totally sure until I watched it. I was like, "Yep, I get it."
So this causes him to run off because mommy's mad at him, and he finds the lady, and the creepy scene happens where she reanimates and kind of slowly encroaches upon him, and he's like, "You're hurt." No, you're not doing great.
Yeah, just standing there like everyone does in these movies. Same
Well,
thing.
at least according to Wikipedia, he's special.
But
Can you really trust Wikipedia?
is he really though? I think that's just
Let's go to Snopes.
I think that's just a let's go to Snopes. What Snopes have to say about this? Oh fuck. But again, it's one of those like overdubbed scenes where
Sure.
where he's staring at the encroaching zombie. They cut to the encroaching
She's
zombie,
creepy looking,
and
too.
then they give him dialogue that is delivered in ADR. Because why? Because we need him to have reaction dialogue.
Oh, you're hurt.
It's,
you're hurt.
yeah.
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 Not realizing she's a
It
zombie.
is the epitome of, oh yeah, we actually have to have a script. We've shot this movie, so what should people say in these situations? It's the exact opposite of how you make a movie.
Right.
It's kind of fascinating.
Well, she tears off Peter Bark's arm
off camera too.
off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because mom finds it.
She's eating on it like a chicken wing.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was a great
yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, because like she's like, "Oh, Micah," and goes and runs up to him and's like cradling him. It's like, "Oh, my baby."
And in the
I'm sorry."
background,
And
she's
then-
going to town on that arm. Like it's fantastic.
Yep.
like-
It's fucking wing night.
Finger
yeah.
licking good, man.
She's just plowing through that fucking arm, and then mom figures out what's up, and so she like bashes that zombie's head against the tub because it's in the bathroom where this happens.
Yeah, and like her brain seeps this weird like milky blood.
Yeah, it was kind of grayish, weird looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like they were full of mud or
Yeah,
something.
chocolate
And-
milk.
Yeah,
something like
chocolate
that.
milk.
But she was recently dead, so it should have just been blood. But it was like
Well,
There
hey,
was
when
a
you
little
turn,
bit
you
of
turn.
blood in it too, I think.
Yeah, there was.
It was definitely different consistency and color than the other zombies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because blood and the stuff was kind of pouring
Mixing
out together.
yeah.
And that was the shot. However, how did she get pulled? Did she go to the bathroom? What the fuck? Hang on a second here. It doesn't matter. She's dead.
Nope, doesn't matter. She's
Everybody's
dead. Everybody's dead. Everybody dies.
Everybody does die in this movie.
Everybody.
But how, Jeff? How does Mama die?
Okay, we're just gonna list them all off.
We
here.
should just go to that.
Let's just go to the final here. The final 15 minutes. They escape the house and they find a monastery next door, and they're like, "Oh, hey!"
They follow a monk there, or
Bling, bling,
whatever there.
bling, 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 bling. He keeps ringing the bell. He keeps ringing the bell.
This is my favorite
He
scene
keeps
in the
ringing the
movie.
bell. He keeps ringing the bell, and another guy walks up.
And he
Just-
like basically leans on the door and it opens.
It's like it's open.
And he looks at him and he goes, "It's open."
So they go in and they're like, "Oh, it must be safe in here." Mustache Man sees a monk, and he follows them to a room, and he sees all of these monks meditating or whatever. And he's like, "Sorry to interrupt your meditation." This is another good moment. The monk, one of the monks at the end of the table, like puts his hands on top of the table, and they're all like gross zombie hands. And the guy's like, "Oh fuck!" But he doesn't leave. He doesn't go back downstairs and say, "Hey, let's go." Instead, he gets attacked slowly,
Right.
screaming, "Oh my god! Oh my
Yeah.
god!"
He couldn't have just taken 2 steps backward, closed the door.
Yeah, right. Like,
Nope. I guess is where I die.
here's an
It's in
opportunity.
the script. I have it. I mean, what
Yeah.
script?
It's in the 3-page treatment. This is my death scene.
This is almost like an opportunity missed for like a comedy shot, right? Where
Yeah.
he like sees that and he's just like, "Brr," and
There's
he, like,
so
backs
many
out.
missed opportunities
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
And
so many.
He gets killed and gets reanimated. While he's screaming and yelling about being killed, the other 3, which were left with
Catatonic Mama,
Yeah.
Catatonic Mama,
Bear Trap Beauty.
Bear Trap Beauty.
Bear Trap Beauty.
I don't know what her name is.
Yes, and Inigo
Photog.
Montoya, right?
Yeah.
No,
No,
he's already
Photog.
dead. Yeah, Photog.
Yeah.
So they come all
Male
running
pattern
upstairs.
baldness. That
Not
guy.
running. He's Photog
He's-
is dragging everyone there. Like, let me take you slow people into the action.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on?
He's honorable.
He is honorable.
They
But you hear
he
the
could have
guy
left them
scream-
behind and just ran. I probably would have just been like, "See ya,
Yeah.
Yeah.
survival of the fittest, bitches."
Bitches leave.
Bitches leave.
Anyway, so he goes running upstairs into danger with these slow people,
Yep.
zombie monks. Right? Okay, fine. They go to a little building that's like kind of like in a garden too.
Yeah,
don't
I
know
have
what
no
kind of
idea
building
what
this
that
is.
was.
So they go in there. They lock the little jail doors, and like they put a very very lightweight thing in front of the doors.
No idea
This
what that was.
will save it.
It looks very heavy though.
It's not.
But
It's
I
like
should
styrofoam.
my first clue that it's not going to hold should have been the fact that they so
They pushed
easily
it.
moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? That
It
doesn't
does
work.
look formidable though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they see a door upstairs, so they're going to go upstairs and they're going to run through. Oh no, zombie! And following zombie is one-armed little zombie Michael.
Yes.
And
This was the moment, honestly, we'd been waiting for since
Yes.
we saw him die.
Yeah.
It's like, when is Michael coming back?
And
Because
will
that has
he
got
have
to happen.
only one
and,
arm?
and will he only have
Yeah.
one arm? Will they get the continuity right? And we were hoping that they wouldn't.
Yes.
Hoping against hope, even to the point where you guys were tricked. That they
Yeah,
didn't do it.
yeah. We high-fived each
They
other.
technically-
We
they-
we rewound and thought we saw on the rewound that he had 2 arms, and we high-fived each other. And then when we hit play, we realized, oh, they did
Well,
the empty
they still
sleeve.
fucked up the-
They did the
I
empty
will-
sleeve.
I will tell you, they still fucked.
They
up
still
the-
fucked up which arm?
Well, no, they fucked up the continuity because his sleeve was also ripped off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, all right.
anyway. So they, so he comes out, and Catatonic Mama was like, "Oh, Michael, you came back." Immediately puts his face into her boobs.
It's kind of like a Pet Cemetery kind of vibe here.
Yes.
You hit on this earlier. Yeah, so where it's like, oh, I know this is probably not right,
Right.
but she's so fucked up at this point, and they have already this bizarre relationship that, yeah, she's like, "Oh, I got my boy back."
Yes.
And so she exposes her boob.
Well, it's weird because we're wondering if it's going to go there.
She just does it for
and
us.
his eyes first
Yeah.
go from her down
Well,
to
and
her
she
chest.
says, "Look at me."
Yep.
And when he doesn't look at her, she realizes what he's
What he
looking at.
wants. Yeah.
She's like, "Well, you always liked these before, basically." And
Oh, yeah,
just like when you
before.
were younger, or
Yes.
she says, or something
And
like
so
that.
he
Or
goes in for a drink, comes back with the whole nozzle.
the whole nozzle.
bites off the old areola.
Yep. And he's like ripping into
The whole areola.
The whole areola. Mama.
It's instead of the entire, the whole enchilada, it's gonna be the whole areola from now on. Yeah. I want it all. I want the whole areola.
So yeah, he's sucking on it, and then he basically bites it off.
Yeah.
And this is another.
At that point, it's the only place this movie can go. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And so like the whole place starts flooding with zombies. They're gonna
Eric
use
Idle's there. The professor's there.
They're all there.
All the zombies are there.
everybody's there. It's a whole zombie party. Now,
Does Peter Bark? Does Michael get killed?
no.
He doesn't. He's just gnawing on a nipple the whole rest of the
whole-
movie,
yeah.
right?
The
rest of the
Eric
scene?
Idle comes back and starts eating her face.
Yeah.
It looks like he's kissing her, but he's eating her face.
Yep.
Yeah. But
They
she's already dead.
All of the zombies that come through.
But she's
take a
already
piece of her
dead.
and are
She-
eating
she
them
like-
on the way
she
down
like-
the stairs.
she-
buffet style, like you said. Yeah.
Yes.
She dies by nipple attack, though. Like she dies.
well,
That was another inexplicable.
I say
death.
it's shock, but then they ripped into her, so that's
All right, we'll forgive it.
yeah. Why am I the defense attorney?
I'm
here
just
for
glad.
this
I'm
movie?
just glad that it happened because we needed that to happen.
Yes.
we had to have that
Yeah.
happen.
That was the only closure this film
Right, and
could have.
that again, that relationship, that idea is what makes this movie great. It's the fucking ending of Sleepaway Camp, right?
Yeah.
It's the thing you want to subject other people to.
Right. And I'm pretty sure the biting off of the areola by the kid was the idea that this film was like somebody had that idea.
Yeah.
And said, go get a camera.
I totally agree. I really believe because that's the only thing that's actually realized
It's
and,
a the-
and
it's a
thought
theme
out
throughout the movie.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
they also have power. They have a table saw. They're going to put that one guy in a table saw.
Oh yeah, he gets table sawed.
Yep.
Well, you don't see.
But you don't
that.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't see the blonde.
They'd
girl,
run
except
out of money by
the
this
blonde-
point. I mean, there's no more money.
Yeah, the blonde girl is going to get.
she's the only one that lived through the entire film. Like,
Yeah,
she's,
but they're-
she
she's gonna
obviously
get it.
Until the very
dies.
end, yeah.
They faked freeze frame into a freeze frame.
And then what happens at the very end?
A little text from the prophecy of the spider.
Yeah, what the
Or
fuck
the
is that?
prophecy of the black
Spider. Yeah.
I looked that up one time. I think it's like
Is
a
that
Alfred
is-
Lord Tennyson.
I was gonna say, is it literary? It's
Yeah,
got
I
to
think
be,
it is.
yeah.
And it's about basically the Knights of Terror.
The Knights of Terror.
But we can't leave.
Hey, last time we had Chuck here, we talked about night terrors.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about the Knights of Terror.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Holy
but,
fucking shit.
But,
Continuity.
Yes.
Continuity.
but don't pretend like this is some sort of artistic ending.
Whatever. It totally
Because
is.
what do they do at the end?
They misspell the word knights.
It's inexplicable.
That is unforgivable.
You can forgive old school Nintendo games misspelling the
But
end,
who
right?
who made that? Who made that error? Because
the filmmaker.
well, maybe it's the people that put
Somebody.
it from
Some-
Italian
well,
to
Somebody
English.
involved in the production of this film, yes, made that
misspelled
error,
knights.
and they didn't catch it.
So Knights is spelled Nights, but how's it spelled here?
Nigths. So they swapped the T and the H.
That's the Nigs.
So it's the Nigs
Nigs
of terror.
Yeah.
That
It's the title of the fucking movie.
it's the yes.
Yes,
title of
one of the titles.
So
of the
so
movie.
that
but
so
it's the title at the
so
title
that
card at
should
the
give
beginning.
at the very end of the movie, if you hadn't already understood the type of actual care that the people making this movie put into it, that is your cherry on top. This is how little fuck they gave when
Right.
they made this movie, that they couldn't even spell the goddamn name of the movie
Do you
correctly.
think that was on the film originally, or was it in Italian?
Who knows, right?
I'm sure it was
It
in
could have been.
Italian.
It could have been
Somebody-
tacked on for American
Well, but-
audiences, maybe.
Right, but still, it's an Italian film company that puts it into English because that's how they were made back then. So it's like,
Fair.
so somebody in control of the production of this movie just fucked
Didn't
it
care.
up.
They didn't care.
They didn't care. They're like,
had already
make
had-
this happen.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, yeah.
And it was really kind of unneeded that it was even tacked on.
Absolutely.
Whatever they were
It
trying to say
didn't matter at all.
Right, it was like some sort of prophecy, but it's like, but why? Why? What was it? Was that what the professor was reading, and then realized this is what this is about?
Yeah.
Or was it?
And what?
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
And what's the
Didn't matter.
tagline of the movie? It's something about the gates of hell are open or something like
Yes.
that. So,
Oh, that's some
so they try
fucking
to.
culty business too,
Yeah,
yeah.
they try to.
And-
And well, that's Dawn of the
Dead.
Dead. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yeah,
right.
but like also.
But that's kind of what they're trying to capitalize
Right.
on. Yeah.
yeah,
And
exactly.
sort of maybe imply with the whole Beardo at the beginning of the movie and
Yeah.
his big discovery. Yeah. Oh man, this is week 1, folks.
Next
How long have we
week,
been talking about Burial Ground?
1 hour.
All right, that's good enough.
Yeah. Hey,
We covered the whole areola.
we're 75% of the time that the movie ran itself.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Let's wrap this one up.
Next week, I promise it does get better. Although some people would argue that it does not, but this has at least an attempt of something.
Well, I will tell you this right now. I'm watching Burial Ground probably very soon again with the Italian audio and English subtitles because
What a fartsy antsy pants. Guy.
yes,
What?
it's so
He's very
artsy fartsy
fartsy.
because I want to know if there is a different translation of the actual audio in the subtitles because I feel like I missed a lot of plot points, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I missed a lot of dialogue that might help us truly unlock the keys to this film. Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of wish we would have picked Cannibal Holocaust first instead.
Cannibal Holocaust?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going next?
No, but something similar.
I know. I'm trying to tie it in.
Oh, you're trying.
I'm trying to help you.
Okay. So next week we're going to talk about a movie called Eaten Alive, which is has some tie, or at least some. Let's make money off of this horrible tragedy of the Jonestown
Oh, yes.
peoples.
I think I'm going to like I haven't seen this either. I think I'm going to like this.
We'll see.
I
still
like
Italian.
I like the Jonestown-y jungle cult shit. That's my bag.
Yeah. And this is our first real indication that for the rest of this month, we've got Italian people making movies that are meant to be American in
For
nature.
American consumption.
Well, for just American like setting at the beginning,
yeah.
characters. This one sort of, kind of, but it's still very Italian. It's still very European. The rest of the movies this month is all about American stuff that's so totally not American.
Yes.
A very, very big Italian trope in their horror, at least. So, where can people find us?
All right, we're going to do it. We're going to try and wrap this up quickly. You want to watch us on filmseizure.com. That's home base. That's where you should go. That's where you should go to watch to watch us to see our
see
our
what we got
beautiful mugs. Yeah, no.
it's a very fartsy.
All of
site.
all of our content is found at filmseizure.com. From there though, you can access us.
You're giving it all away today.
Jesus Christ.
They can watch you.
See,
They can access you.
I can't do this. I can't do this. We really need to script out how
Okay, here
we
we
end
go.
episodes because I'm terrible at it.
You want me to just do it?
Please do it.
Okay, you can catch all of our episodes on filmseizure.com. Wednesdays, new episodes of Film Seizures. Monday, Monster Mondays. Every now and then, we've got movies that are being released to talk about at Film Seizure at the movies. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Film Seizure. That's where you find where we talk about stuff or where we post stuff. We've got all of our episodes at places like SoundCloud, where you can subscribe to us there. You can subscribe to us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever that's going to be. Spotify, TuneIn, and Google play.
The Googles.
The Googles.
We're on the Googles.
The Googles.
I like to say, just type in Film Seizure on the Google box, and you will probably find something related to our podcast.
You'll be able to access them
You'll
that way.
You will access us.
Yeah.
Yes.
But buy me dinner first, please.
Yes.
Access us.
Chuck, you got any final thoughts for us this week? Are you ready for next week? Are you
I
going
am
to stick
ready.
with us?
I'll try. Are you going to feed me?
Yes.
I'll stick
Well,
around then.
we'll stop by the old lasagna shop.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The lasagna shop. No, the last thing I have to say is, Mama.
Oh, Peter
And
Bark.
with that, Jeff,
Yeah, I'm Jeff Arbuckle.
I am Jason Oliver, and you have been listening to Film Seizure.